Hi, I'm Robert. Welcome back to another on the road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop. Before you begin any repair, unplug the appliance from the wall outlet. It is also recommended that you check for proper voltage. Remember to also turn off the gas. To complete this repair, you will need a number 2 Phillips screwdriver, a 5/16 nut driver, and a 1/4 inch nut driver. Today we're working on an Amana gas dryer. Customer's complaint is no heat. We've determined that the flame sensor or radiant sensor, as it's otherwise known, is bad. We're going to replace that. In order to do so, we must first remove the lint screen. Now let's pull the lint screen and we'll remove the two number 2 Phillips screws that lock the top down to the air duct. And then we will put our foot against the bottom right corner of the dryer and pull the right rear of the lid towards us and pull up. As we do that, we're going to repeat that on the left side. Now that our top is loose, I'm going to lay a protective cover across the top edge or front edge and lean the top all the way back against the wall. Now with the top propped up, we have access to the two 5/16 panel screws located on either side at the top. We're going to remove those. Set those aside. Disconnect our Molex plug. And now you want to lift up on the side and let the panel come forward. And you got to do that for both sides. And pull the panel straight out. Now with the front panel removed and we have clear access to the internal components, we're going to remove the drum. First, we need to release the belt from the motor shaft by pulling the idler back and peeling the belt off of the motor pulley. Let the idler rest, and then we're going to grasp the top of the belt and lift the belt and the drum off of its support rollers and slide it out. And your drum is removed. We'll set that aside. Now with the drum removed, we have clear access to the radiant sensor, otherwise known as a flame sensor, here on the left side of the burner tube. What we're going to do is take our 1/4 inch driver and remove a single 1/4 inch screw from the bracket of the radiant sensor. We'll set that screw aside and then slide the other side of the radiant sensor bracket out of the blast tube. There's a small slit in the bottom. And then bring it out and then unplug our wire terminals. And your radiant sensor is removed. We'll set that aside. Now that we have a new radiant sensor, let's go ahead and install that. We're going to plug in our wire terminals and then we're going to rotate the radiant sensor down along the side of the burner tube and get this little tab inserted into the slot
on the burner tube and rotate it up and get the 1/4 inch screw started. And then we'll finish that off with our mini ratchet. And just get it snugged. And your radiant sensor is installed. We can now reinstall the drum. Now let's go ahead and install the drum. First, what we'll do is we'll flip the top up, give us extra room. Then we'll grasp the belt and the drum, and we will slide it in and set it on the rollers. And rotate the drum so that the felt seal seats against the back bulkhead. Now we'll take our idler pulley. We're going to tilt the drum up, and we're going to get the front edge of the bracket into the slot in the base of the cabinet, and then rock it back so that the little clips go down in the slot provided. Then we're going to route the belt over the top of the pulley itself, and then slip it through the hole under the pulley. And then pull back on the idler assembly. And slip the belt over the motor pulley and peel it around, and the idler is installed. We can now reinstall the front panel. The front panel has square holes at the bottom that are going to rest on these clip hooks on the front sides. So what we're going to do is we're going to press the front against the drum and bring the panel close to the hook. Slide it down onto the hook. Then do the same thing on the opposite side. Then push back on the drum and push the panel in. Pull forward on the drum to make sure it's seated on the felt seal. Now that the drum is seated on the front felt seal, we're going to install our two 5/16 screws. We'll get our first screw in on one side, and then the other. Now that our screws are in place, we'll connect our Molex plug for the door switch. And now we can drop the top and install the two number 2 Phillips screws that lock the top to the air duct for the lint filter. Now when installing these two number 2 Phillips screws, you want to kind of line the holes up and start them by hand. Get one started and then finish it off with your driver, because if that screw falls down into that duct, you're going to have to disassemble the entire back again to get it out. And now we can reinstall the lint screen. And that completes the repair.
Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.